This Saturday and Sunday is WrestleMania 40, and as far as excitement and hype goes, for myself, this is probably the most excited I have been for a WrestleMania since probably all the way back in 2015 for WrestleMania 31. So with it being WrestleMania week, I want to talk about almost, well, not really every match, but some matches and just how going into the event, how they are making me even more excited because of what's been going on TV and just everything surrounding them in general. So, I am Leo, this is the Wrestling Retrospective, and let's talk WrestleMania 40. I want to start off by saying that I'm not going to break down every single match that's on the card bit by bit because I've got predictions coming out on Thursday. I'll do that then. But there are some matches that are really pointing out to me as as almost MVP matches going in that make me feel particularly excited for the event. I want to start with the Tag Team Championship ladder match. For me, I grew up with Money in the Bank being WrestleMania. We had the 2 years of Intercontinental Championship ladder matches, and obviously in the past we've had the Dudleys and the Hardys and Edge and Christian go at it 2 years in a row in ladder matches in TLC 2. So for me, having a ladder match at WrestleMania is more tradition than anything else. I know the last couple of years we've not really had that kind of thing, but we are seeing it back again here. And as much as having 6 teams, 12 participants is good, considering matches like Money in the Bank where there's been 6 to 8 and that's been a good number. WrestleMania 26 had 10 people in the match, and I don't remember that match being particularly good, though I haven't rewatched it recently. 12 superstars just feels like a bit of an overkill. Like, definitely, it definitely runs the risk of kind of being a lot of fun, but almost like it's, I don't know, I feel like it's going to be too much. Like, there's going to be so much going on that we'll miss stuff as viewers, which almost isn't great. The only comparison that comes to mind at the minute is at All In when they had Stadium Stampede and they had lots of stuff going on that, like, especially live in the crowd, we kind of missed some stuff that we probably should have seen later on that we did see on the TV actually later on, but through replays and stuff like that. I feel like as much as it's a risk having too much going on, it's also a prime opportunity to kind of get rid of the blue and red belts and bring in a new pair of tag team championships, whether it be for Raw and SmackDown separately, or whether they just have one pair of titles to go through each brand, if you will. But yeah, I think for this one, ladder matches, love them at WrestleMania. One of the things I definitely look forward to at WrestleMania, and it has a good history in my opinion. I just wonder whether having 12 people is just a bit too much. LA Knight versus AJ Styles isn't a main match on the card. I know it'll be kind of middle of the show, whichever night it's on. It holds a very distinct place of just kind of being in the middle. But for me, I'm very much invested in this match because I want both guys to get the win here. But also, both guys deserve the win. And that's kind of the distinct advantage of this match is, there's been many, many occasions where two people I'm invested in are having matches against each other, but there's always that feeling that one is more deserving than the other as far as win goes. But here, LA needs the win to rebound back to the main event scene and kind of build himself back up to the World Championship or just any championship in general, really. Whereas AJ Styles needs to establish himself in this new, more serious character and again get back up to that main event level. Therefore, for me, I'm firmly sat on the fence about who I'm cheering for in this match. I'll probably cheer for both because I feel like it's going to be a really great match that hopefully that both can come out of this match kind of elevated than they have been when they came into the match, really. And it's nice to have that kind of, especially at WrestleMania where so many people need wins, to have a match where kind of both need to win, so both are going to go full throttle into it. And yeah, I don't know, it could be a sleeper pick for match of the night, even though it's probably not even been considered, knowing that we have the tag match, we have Cody and Roman, we have the Usos, but this could genuinely be a show stealer. I mean, even just for the one night it's on, but for the whole weekend it could be very good, and it's what I'm very much looking forward to. Yeah, just because I want both to win, and yet they both can't win, which has piqued my interest immensely. Finally, I want to talk about the main event scenes for WrestleMania. So Cody, Rock, Roman, Seth, McIntyre, Punk, and Priest. The 7 men that have an opportunity to, change the complete complexion of WrestleMania as a whole, and really put it even further into history books. Because this is apparently going to be the biggest WrestleMania of all time, and this could make it probably one of the most memorable. Just due to the fact of pure entertainment, drama, and all-out unpredictability. First of all, the build for the main event of Night 1 tag match has been a masterclass of storytelling. And it's arguably the biggest match of the weekend. The build to Roman versus Cody hasn't been overly intriguing, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing. We know what we're getting out of the Night 2 main event. We're all going to be invested in the Night 2 main event no matter what happens. We could have had 0 build and people would still be invested. This whole finish the story thing has been played into the ground enough. I quite like the fact that we haven't gone for the traditional route of just Roman and Cody cutting promos every week and whatever. And we've had the tag match, which has taken most of the build, but obviously is the biggest impact going into Night 2. So we can't do a lot of build for Night 2 when we don't know what the rules and the centre of Night 2 is going to be yet, as we know it's going to be Bloodline 3 or Bloodline Rules. But yeah, just as far as build, it has been absolutely the highest of standards of storytelling and just WWE stuff in general for the tag match. And then hopefully it's going to be a case of not a big build for Night 2, but an absolutely fantastic match with hopefully one of the biggest moments of WrestleMania in the last couple of years happening with the result. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to jinx it. As far as Seth and Drew go, we've had pretty much, apart from the involvement of Punk, which was absolutely fantastic, the segment between Punk, McIntyre and Rollins was brilliant. Go and watch it if you haven't, it was great. Their build has been pretty mediocre. I feel like, again, it's going to be a case of not a big build, but hopefully a great match. But my thing is, Priest has been left by the wayside, really. The fact that Rollins has completely taken Priest out of mind is a very dangerous game for Seth to be playing, especially when he is the person that cashed in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, arguably very unexpectedly. He lost earlier on in the night and then went on to cash in later on. And I feel like we're going to get a possible similar situation with Priest here, losing the tag titles, but possibly walking out of WrestleMania as the World Heavyweight Champion. And if he does it, after Drew McIntyre wins, I will love Priest forever and be an even bigger fan of the Judgment Day, because if Priest screws over Drew, I will be so happy, because I hate Drew so much. But speaking of Seth Rollins, he's surrounded by 2 words through the whole weekend. 2 words that can majorly affect the weekend's proceedings in a multiple of ways. Those 2 words are, what if? What if Damian Priest cashes in Money in the Bank? Dwayne did say that he would make that title disappear. What if McIntyre wins, ending his title reign? He has indeed spent too long concentrating on the tag match that it costs him the World Heavyweight Championship. And what if Cody is turned on by Seth Rollins? Has it all been a ruse the whole time, and Rollins has been wanting his revenge on Cody for all of the losses they've had? Because it's not just the 3 when Cody returned. From what I think I heard, was Rollins is 0-22 against Cody, through wrestling as a whole. So that's not great. So yeah, I can see Rollins though he is the 4th important person in this tag match, and he is the 3rd important person in the feud with McIntyre, if you include Punk, he could be the most impactful player in this whole weekend. And I think that's a good way of booking. People are thinking that Seth Rollins isn't really going to do much, and then he's going to be the guy everyone is talking about at the end of the weekend. You know, a lot of important results are, or at least the power of the results, is in the hands of Seth Rollins. And I think that's very interesting going in, and something that shouldn't be forgotten about. So in conclusion, WrestleMania 40 has the potential of being a possible show of the decade, let alone match of the year. And, you know, there's some important implications over the board in WWE, especially going into what feels like maybe the start of a new era in sports entertainment with the whole Netflix thing. We've had the whole, are we leaving the PG era finally, with the stuff with The Rock and Cody a couple of weeks ago on Raw, and or last week on Raw even, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. You tell me what you think, because I'm very invested in this WrestleMania, and I feel like it's going to be a kind of show-defining, the era-defining show, where things start to shift majorly after it. But people tend to think that a lot. I thought that going into WrestleMania 39, and then, like, nothing much has changed. But I don't know. As I said, tell me what you think. Put down in the comments below what you are thinking going into WrestleMania this weekend. You know, how are you feeling towards these matches? Is Seth Rollins going to turn on Cody? All this stuff, so much to talk about. But yeah, let's discuss it in the comments. And I will ask you to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Content this week is going to be predictions for Stand and Deliver, predictions for WrestleMania, and then reviews for Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania as well. So a lot of stuff on the channel. A lot of stuff has been on the channel. My Landscape of WrestleMania series has done quite well. And if you haven't watched them, please go watch them. They're not particularly long videos, just talking about things I'd like to see happen after WrestleMania. I fantasy booked the Bloodline from the Raw after WrestleMania to WrestleMania 41. If you're interested, go watch that video. And I also put my top 40 matches of WrestleMania, in my opinion, from WrestleMania 16 to WrestleMania 39. There's 4 videos up on the channel doing like 10 of each time. And yeah, you can see what my all-time favourite WrestleMania matches. So yes, lots of content on the channel, lots coming up. So I hope you all enjoy it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.